Hello, my name is Ann, and welcome to our Lifting Us Up in Liberty program. Now let's join our broadcast as Pastor Earl Wallace explains how the Bible applies to our personal and civic lives.
As members of Christ's kingdom, we are to be in, but not of, this world. A comparison of Luke 19:11 through 27, the parable of a ruler who entrusts minas to his servants, and Matthew 25:14 through 30, the parable of the talents, reveals that Christ expects us to be engaged in this world, but to conduct ourselves as if we are of another. In both parables, Christ explains that his servants are given gifts, talents, and abilities. In both, the servants are expected to use in this world what God gives us to increase and multiply his possessions, meaning his state of ownership of this world. In both parables, some servants are rewarded for successfully carrying out their master's expectations, and others are debased, scolded, and stripped of what God gave them because they failed to perform satisfactorily by balancing what it means to be in but not of this world. In both parables, the servants who failed to perform did so out of fear. In Luke 19:21, the underperforming servant said, "For I was afraid of you, because you are an exacting man. You take up what you did not lay down and reap what you did not sow." In Matthew 25, the underperforming servant says in verse 25, "So I was afraid and went and hid your talent in the ground." In both parables, the fearful response of the underperforming servants are addressed pretty harshly by Christ, who says in Luke 19:22, "By your own words I will judge you, you worthless slave." And in Matthew 25:26, "You wicked and slothful servant." In both parables, the assets or tools or gifts given to the underperforming servants were given to the more successful servants. Jesus says, "I tell you that to everyone who has, more shall be given. But from the one who does not have, even what he does have shall be taken away." In Matthew 25:28 through 30, the master says, "So take the talent from him and give it to him who has the 10 talents. For to everyone who has will more be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away." In both parables, there are dire consequences for those who fail to meet a minimum acceptable standard. In Luke 19:27, it says, "But these enemies of mine, who did not want me to reign over them, bring them here and slay them in my presence." In Matthew 25:29 through 30, we read, "But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away, and cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness, in what place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Both parables tell us that there are significant consequences for the saved, who will suffer the loss of rewards, and for the unsaved, who will suffer in outer darkness, if we fail to operate effectively in, but not of, this world. 1 John 4:18 says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear." Fear fails to engage the world we are in. By operating in faith, we successfully impact it with the resources and values that are of our true eternal home, heaven.
Thank you for listening. We hope you will join us in fulfilling 2 Chronicles 7:14 by repenting and turning to Christ, so God saves your soul and heals our land. For more information about how the Bible applies to every aspect of our lives, including civics, visit us at libertycfchurch.org. Email us at office@libertycfchurch.org. Mail us at P.O. Box 235, Latham, New York 12110. Or call us at 518-545-7744. That's 518-545-7744.